by Monsieur Joly. Monsieur Joly, c'est correct. And he will be describing the formation of secondary pores in zeolites during the de-illumination influence of the crystallographic structure of the SiAl ratio. Monsieur Joly.
We are on the first slide, please. Okay, so my talk is devoted to the determination of the main parameters which affect the genesis of mesopores in zeolites in the course of classical de-illumination treatments. Next slide, please. The illumination of zeolites with low initial silicon to aluminum ratio leads to materials with textural properties. Mesopores are created during the illumination treatment in HY, phosphorite, mordenite, and omega zeolites. And these mesopores can be described as isolated cavities with diameter in the range of 5 to 20 nanometers. Could you come before, please? Next one. Oh, it's okay. By isolated cavities, I mean that these mesopores are connected together by micropores and are not directly connected to the exterior of the crystal. They are connected to the exterior of the crystal only by micropores. Next slide, please. So, the objective of our work is to determine the main parameters which affect the genesis of mesopores in zeolite in the course of classical de-illumination treatment. And we are focused on two parameters. The first one is the initial silicon to aluminum ratio, in the case of mordenite and HY zeolite. The second one concerns the synthesis conditions in the specific case of beta zeolite. So the porosity of the illuminated materials has been studied by two techniques, an indirect technique, nitrogen absorption, and by a direct technique, transmission electron microscopy, using ultra-thin section of zeolite grains. In my talk, I will only focus on the second technique, transmission electron microscopy. Next slide, please. So these are the de-illumination procedures which we have used. These are classical procedures. Two mordenites with silicon to aluminum ratio and 5 and 10 has been submitted to severe de-illumination treatment at 800 degrees Celsius followed by an acid etching. And this leads to de-illuminated materials with framework silicon to aluminum ratio greater than 80. HY zeolite with an initial silicon to aluminum ratio of 2.7 has been first submitted to hexafluorosilica treatment as to increase the initial silicon to aluminum ratio from 2.7 to a value close to 7. And this material could be considered now as our starting material. This zeolite has then been submitted at a similar steaming de-illumination treatment than mordenite, and this linked to de-illuminated HY zeolite with framework silicon to aluminum ratio close to 16. Beta zeolite synthesized in alkaline medium and synthesized in fluorine medium, which is a new medium to synthesize zeolite, which is developed by Jean-Louis Gut and his team at Mulhouse in France, have been submitted to do two different de-illumination treatments, one using a direct acid etching treatment, leading to de-illuminated beta with a total silicon to aluminum ratio close to 30. In the second case, the treatment which have been used is similar to this one, this leads to de-illuminated material with total silicon to aluminum ratio close to 110. So now we're going to discuss first about the influence of the initial silicon to aluminum ratio in the case of mordenite. Could you give me the next slide, please? So this slide depicts 4 characteristic micrographs of microton section of starting mordenite and the illuminated mordenite. Starting mordenite with initial silicon to aluminum ratio of 5 and 10 show no evidence of mesopores since zeolite grains exhibit uniform contrast. The illuminated mordenite with an initial silicon to aluminum ratio of 5 show mesopores. These mesopores are randomly distributed throughout the zeolite grain crystal and have an average diameter of about 5 nanometers. And these pores can be described as isolated cavities. There is no evidence of a direct connection of these pores to the exterior of the crystals. In contrast, When the initial silicon to aluminum ratio of bond night is about 10, very few mesopores have been created during the illumination. So it appears quite clearly that at least in the case of Mordenal, the initial silicon to aluminum ratio is an important parameter which controls the genesis of mesopores in zeolite during the illumination. So next slide please. The case of HY zeolite is quite similar, since we have increased the value of the initial silicon to aluminum ratio from 2.0 to 7, and we obtain this material, which is characterized by some mesopores located closely to the outer surface of the crystal. And this material has been submitted to severe delamination treatment, and this leads to a delaminated HY zeolite with mesopores. But these mesopores exhibit diameter much larger than expected for HY zeolite. The standard value is about 150 angstrom, means 10-15 nanometers. And in addition to this, when the lattice 111 fringes are visible, these mesopores exhibit a very particular shape, they are straight edge. And this shape could be related to a particular aluminium distribution in the starting material. So the case of HY zeolite is quite similar to Mordenal, since starting with a material with a silicon to aluminum ratio lower than 10, in this case is 7, mesopores are created for the illumination treatment. So there, the next slide please. Now we are going to discuss about the effect of a synthesis condition. Beta zeolite can be synthesized using the classical way of synthesizing zeolite, that is to say the alkaline way, at a high pH, and this leads to beta zeolite with crystal size lower than 1 micron. In contrast, when beta zeolite is synthesized in this new synthesis medium, alkaline, that is to say fluoride medium, the crystals are much larger, with at least 1/8 of about 3 microns. This part is a gel which has not been transformed into zeolite. So beta zeolite is a particular zeolite since it's characterized by the presence of polytypes in the structure. So on the next slide, you will have a look of polytypes present in beta zeolite synthesized in fluoride medium. So these polytypes can be distinguished as zones with different contrasts. This is in a plane containing C-axis. So next slide please. When beta zeolite are submitted to the illumination treatment, this one is the beta zeolite synthesized following the classical technique. And this leads, after the illumination, to a material with a very dense secondary porous network. And these mesopores have an average diameter of about 3 to 4 nanometers. And they are randomly distributed throughout zeolite grains, and there is again no direct evidence of direct connection to the exterior of the crystal. The case of beta zeolite synthesized in fluoride medium is completely different, since in a section perpendicular to C-axis, the mesopores are seen to be cylinders. And if you have a look in a plane containing C-axis, you can see the end of this cylinder, with an average diameter of about 4 nanometers. Since, despite relatively high initial silicon to aluminum ratio, that is to say 10 in this case and 17 in this case, mesopores have been created during the illumination in beta zeolite. And this is probably related to the presence of crystallographic defects in such structures. So one can discuss about the exact nature of these defects, but they are certainly related to the presence of polytypes in the material, and perhaps to the presence of fault in the stacking sequence of polytypes. And it is also possible that in the case of beta synthesized in fluoride medium, so this crystallographic defect could present particular orientation. And this could explain why the mesopores have a particular shape, in this case cylinders. So in the next slide, you will have, I think, a better view of these cylinders in a section perpendicular to C-axis. So this is, for example, one cylinder, another one. So next slide, please. So I would like to summarize. So we have studied two parameters. Concerning the first one, initial silicon to aluminum ratio, the situation is quite clear. If you submit to the illumination zeolite with an initial silicon to aluminum ratio lower than 10, you will certainly create mesopores, which probably will be described as isolated cavities. If you submit to the illumination a high silica zeolite with a framework silicon to aluminum ratio at least greater than 10, you will probably not obtain mesopores after the illumination. So this parameter is a very important parameter for the genesis of mesopores. The second one has also a great influence since it can control the type of mesopores present, in this case in beta zeolite. In this case you obtain isolated cavities and in this case cylinder. And this result could be very interesting concerning catalysis. Because if you have a direct connection of mesopores with the outer surface of the crystal, you will have a better diffusion of the Volcus molecules contained in the field inside the zeolite crystals. So, the synthesis condition could affect the type and the density of structural defect. To rationalize all these results, we are going to propose a very simple mechanism for mesopores formation in zeolite. And this mechanism is proposed on the next slide. So, this mechanism corresponds to steaming the illumination treatment. So, this is the starting materials. Here you have some framework aluminium atoms, and here silicon atoms. You can distinguish in the starting materials two regions, here and here, which are characterized by a local high density of aluminium atoms, and here aluminium atoms and an atomic framework vacancy. In the course of the deillumination, you have extraction of framework aluminium atoms, and this leads to atomic vacancies. Here. In these regions, where the density of aluminium atoms is high, you will create a region with high density of atomic vacancies, and this will lead to local framework destruction, so to mesopore formation. Also, in the course of the illumination treatment, you have atomic silicon migration coming from this amorphous phase to the atomic vacancies. And finally, you obtain a deilluminated zeolite characterized by a high personality and, in this case, two mesopores. It is thus logically that the initial density of aluminium, that is to say the initial silicon to aluminum ratio, is a very important parameter controlling the genesis of mesopores, since it controls the potential density of atomic framework vacancies. The synthesis condition is also an important parameter, since it can control the presence in the asynthesized material of framework atomic vacancies or of structural defect. So, in the next slide, you will see that direct acid enriching treatments lead to the same result. So this is again the same starting materials where framework aluminium atoms have been extracted, and in the region where the density of framework aluminium atom is high, you have formation of mesopores. But in this case, you have no silicon migration from amorphous phase to the framework vacancies, so you obtain a deilluminated structure containing atomic vacancies. So next slide, please. In conclusion, we could say that a single parameter controls the genesis of mesopore in zeolites during the illumination, at least during classical deillumination treatment, steaming followed by acid etching or direct acid etching. And this parameter could be described as a structural defect density. By structural defect, I mean, first point, framework vacancies. Second point, potential framework vacancies. That's to say, trivalent elements incorporated in the framework, aluminium, gallium, it could be also iron, titanium. And this element could be considered, at least for mesopore formation, as structural defects, because they will lead, in the course of the illumination treatment, to atomic vacancies creation, and in some cases, in the region where the density is high, to framework destruction, that is to say, to mesopore formation. The third point, which refers to structural defect, are the crystallographic defects. And in some cases, at least in the case of beta zeolite, these defects can present particular orientation, and this will lead to particular oriented mesopores. And this single parameter can be controlled by these two parameters, the initial silicon to aluminum ratio and the synthesis condition. And I think it appears quite unlikely to think that it will be possible to create mesopores in high silica zeolites, for example, ZSM12, LTT, and so, if the starting material is free of defects. So, I would like to thank you for your attention.